Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015 whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, listen, subscribe. Thanks everybody that's listening with us.
Make sure
y'all
tune into the Sunday shows. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead. No, yeah, 1 p.m. Pacific
Standard Time every Sunday live show. We had a great live show this last Sunday. We love to see y'all back again so we can talk about some of the things that we go through this, throughout the week.
Yes, and I like the discussions. They're getting pretty real. So, breaking news. Major longshoreman strike hits East Coast ports. So thousands of dock workers at ports along the East and Gulf Coast went on strike early Tuesday morning amid a contract dispute, halting the flow of goods with potentially costly work stoppage. Their union, the International Longshoremen Association, failed to reach a new 6-year agreement with the United States Maritime Alliance, the group representing employers at ports from Maine to Texas. The workers walked off the job just as the previous contract expired. It's unclear how long the strike will last and how expensive it will be, but the prolonged shutdown could deal a significant blow to the economy since the workers who handle shipping containers control major commercial choke points. So first of all, this is major, ladies and gentlemen. Major.
That's your whole Eastern Seaboard.
They said they will help out the cruise ships and the military. Because they'll help the military and the cruise ships, they'll help out, but everything else, they're not doing nothing else. I mean, and they're concerned about this because they want to get these contracts in place because a lot of them are worried about automation. You know what I'm saying? Like how the machines are going to come in and take these jobs. And so, yeah, man,
they're asking for they say right now ILA members make a base salary of about $81,000 per year, but some can pull in over $200,000 annually with large amounts of overtime. They're basically looking for they're looking for a 77% pay raise over the 6-year life of the contract. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get some real money out of it. You know what I mean? What's really boiling down to is I think they were going to get like $1 pay raise per year for like the next 5 years, but they're looking for $5 per year for the next 5 years because they're looking at the inflation and where inflation is taking the economy. And at the same time, we have to look at they're saying from Maine, which is the northeastern most state in the United States, all the way down to Texas. That covers the whole East Coast down into the South, Florida, all the way into Texas. That's the whole Gulf gone. You know what I mean? So basically, only place we're going to be getting goods from
is
from the West Coast.
Yeah, they said the whole East Coast is going to be shut down all the way. Yeah, and I was looking at the map, and it was
70% of Americans probably live on that side. Maybe at least about 70% of Americans, 60-70% of Americans live basically from Colorado over. You know what I mean? That's all that's food, that's everything that they're going to get from over there. They're going to have to get this thing settled pretty quickly. This is going to be
a major discussion as soon as if it goes long enough. This will be a discussion in America where it's like, look, you need to pay people.
Yeah.
And I mean, big up to the longshoremen for doing this. You know what I'm saying? Pay the people that make the country run so you can be filthy rich and enjoy your money.
And at the same time too, who's going to be next is truck drivers. Drivers are being gouged. I'm trying to tell you right now, they're being gouged. I mean, you have to look at it like some places they're only getting maybe $2 per mile. You have to understand gasoline. I won't say gasoline because its diesel prices are probably running them anywhere between 80 to $1 almost per mile. You know what I mean? 80 cents, maybe 65, 80 cents to $1 per mile. Plus you got to pay your driver, then all the other things that go along with trucking, breakdowns, all that kind of stuff. And they're getting hit as well. So I mean, this is your whole supply chain. I don't think Americans truly understand.
They don't understand. Yeah. My dad was a trucker. My bad to cut you off.
No,
and when I meet people and they be like, yeah, I was a trucker for this many years, just random people. I say, yo, thank you for what you do. Because without you, things don't move around America.
And they don't understand that. I mean, when
people don't get it, they think the mailman comes, a UPS guy comes. They think it's a truck driver that brings the longshoremen bring it from the boat to the shore, and then the truck drivers bring it to the rest of America.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you got your rails that may run things to it, but they also got to take it off the rail and put it on a truck. Everything you get is coming from a truck. And we may not realize that or understand that, but that's what's happening. It may show up to your house in a van, but it got there in some type of a truck at the end of the day, and it just basically was a passing process to get to your home. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be a monster, man. I kind of want I really think they're gonna get this thing settled, but they're so far apart. $1 to $5, man, that's a lot. You know, like if you look over the next 5 years, five times, that's $25 that they're looking for versus the people trying to give them $5.
I mean, you have to look, if you're gonna have a job like that where like it's of that much importance, you should be
Mm-hmm.
getting paid for it. I remember I was working for the county out here, and inflation hit, and I remember when it hit, what I'm saying, people, it was like at the point where we were eligible for food stamps because inflation hit
Gee.
so bad. Yeah. And so a lot of people were like, yo, why am I doing this high risk job? And I can go work somewhere else and make money and not have to worry about it. So a lot of people started, like a handful of people left, and so they instantly had to do a new contract, give us more money, and make sure we have raises. Because
Eligible for that's crazy,
I'm
man.
just saying
To
that,
have a
yeah,
job like that and be
yeah,
eligible, like that
eligible,
just
yeah.
it speaks
They said
volumes. You would think that that would only be jobs that are minimum wage jobs, and you guys got paid for what we believe was good money.
yeah.
I mean, before like inflation hit, you guys were getting good money to do
But
the
I'm just saying
job.
that's what happened, bro. It was like it was a good job, but then inflation hit, and it was like, look, we're not making enough, and it's like it's not worth the risk. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because certain jobs, like you work, they're the danger of them, the health benefits or the health
Yep.
deterioration, what it's going to do to you. You take that risk. But it's
Yep.
like if I can't be making, if somebody in McDonald's makes $2 less than me, why am I doing my job? You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? I can go do something with less distress, not dissing a McDonald's job, but I'm just saying it's like,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
And being a longshoreman is a rigor, it has rigors to it, a lot of rigors to it, and it's a dangerous job to a degree as well. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Any part of the supply chain is dangerous because you're moving around so many different things. People are tired. You don't know, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of things that can happen.
yeah.
They're a lot more risky than just your traditional job. So I don't know who's gonna step in and get this thing settled, you know what I mean? Because that's a hell of a gap. You're looking at
Yeah.
$25 over the next 5 years, like I said, raise versus $5.
Well,
Where they
look at
where do you
inflation, man.
meet
Think
at?
about it. It's like they didn't hook us up from the last recession. They didn't hook us up from COVID.
Yeah.
People, our paychecks when it was COVID. Now
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying like this: when it was COVID and they gave and people were on unemployment and unemployment gave them that little extra money, they
Mm-hmm.
fucked up because when they did that, they showed everybody how much money you should be making. And people were like, damn, I wish I should be making this so I can actually pay my bills, buy groceries with my money, and actually live a nice life. So that's why they're like upset. Oh, no one wants to go work at McDonald's. Why? You're not paying me. Nobody wants to go do this job. They don't have enough cashiers here.
I'm a,
No, you're not paying people. And so I don't knock them from trying to get their money.
no,
Get your
absolutely
money.
not.
You
No,
should be able
absolutely not.
look at a lot of us. I can say almost everyone that listens to this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
listens to this show can tell you right now we are not working to save to buy new things and save up. A lot of us are working to pay for the stuff we have.
Yeah,
And you're
absolutely.
we're barely doing that. You might be able to have enough money to go out and have a dinner or something like that. But I mean, like make big moves. Like you used to watch people do back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Like big moves. Some of us can
yeah,
do it, but some of us can't, man. It's just,
absolutely. You're just
get your money.
maintaining,
Yeah.
like you said this before too. You're just
Hoping,
maintaining,
hoping nothing goes wrong.
hoping nothing major and something even small go wrong. Something happens with your car, something happens with your kid, anything. I think the biggest thing that can help this right now is going to be. And I know I said I had a conversation with somebody. I said it's not that I think a politician changes things. I think policy changes things. And I think a major policy changes that we need to get into right now is the cost of food, like making sure not just gouging. I'm talking about we need to be setting some prices. Like, hey, I want comparable prices to what these people are paying. You know what I mean? If everything's about the same when it comes to cost for these people to get it out to us, then this is what I want to be paying. If you're gonna be using basically migrant workers, which are not paying them hardly anything, then we need to see our costs around right here. Period. That's what we need to be seeing. I think that's a huge policy change for us. I think us also getting off of fossil fuels. I think that's going to be something. I'm not sure how we go about doing that anytime soon. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get our fuel costs down. You know what I mean? That's a big thing. That'll help too. But those two things are really what can be done. If food prices were not where they are right now, people would have a hell of a lot more money in their pocket and they would feel a little bit more comfortable right now.
I think this is actually going to be a good thing for American Revolution right now, where we all come together and because I mean not but a revolution of a revolt of sorts. I'm not calling for it, but
Tough
let's
time, man.
hear what I have to say right here.
Yep. Go ahead.
The longshoremen go on strike.
Yeah.
No goods are moving. No goods are coming on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Drop 70%. People are going to start missing out on things and items. They're going to be like, yo, what's going on? They're going to hear what happened. Hey, the longshoremen aren't bringing anything onto shore because their company doesn't want to pay them. And the people around America are going to be like, pay them people, right?
Yeah.
But it's not going to stop there. Then the truckers are going to be like, well, let me tell you what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
And then the grocery store workers are going to be like, let me tell you what they're doing to us.
Yeah.
And we're all going to want our money. And these corporations, think about it, they're only, if you don't have goods and stuff to sell and to move around, who are these rich people? They're rich as hell for taking money from us. That's the only thing they're good at.
I think that the timing of it is what is kind of bad, because it could lead to almost being like it's the administration's fault versus just being a time to where the contract was coming up for renewal and they just weren't able to agree. You know,
You
if
can
if
pull
I'm
old
Trump,
bills back. Hey, these are people that are busted in unions and doing this and doing that.
no, it doesn't matter. Just I can use. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
you can.
When you got something like, and we're gonna talk about this later on in the segment. When you got something like a hurricane going on, you know, and people just lost everything. Then you got something like, you know, you got that explosion down in Georgia that they had. Just so know out there. Then you got something like this going on. These are a lot of major things happening that affecting a lot of people's lives that you can utilize as political, as a weaponry.
Yes, you can. You can. Actually, you want to. I mean, we're going to keep up to date with this one because this is going to be good. I mean, it's not going to be good. It's going to be bad for the American people, but you need to pay the longshoremen.
Absolutely, absolutely, and